pulling out the weeds of the garden of our being in a way that allows us to be more fully who we really are, which is this incredible spark of life, of creative energy, of passion, of sensation, of feeling, of all these things. So when we get kind of lost in our head, we forget. We forget our real true nature often. And that's really what mindfulness is doing, is helping us to remember our essential nature, which is actually presence, and before we created the world and we were wandering around here like, the rest of the animals, I'm sure we were much more in the moment. And because we had to be, the tiger or whatever might be coming around the corner. And that's part of what we carried through as we developed our nervous systems, was this kind of very acute awareness of all the different things that are going on outside. And that's a good thing. And it was really good, especially 10,000 years ago. But now it might not be so helpful because there isn't really a tiger over there, and there isn't really a need for us to fear quite in the same way as we did prior to being upright and walking and kind of more cerebral. We didn't, we don't need it as much now, because our real threats, if you really think about it, are more about our psychology. They're more about, what aspects of my being, am I uncomfortable with? What creates anxiety? What creates the discomfort or the suffering? And whatever it is that creates the suffering in our being is really about that part of the brain. It's about the part of the brain that's been conditioned into figuring out survival mechanisms for those either imagined or those real threats that maybe were part of that person's makeup coming in, or could have been part of the environment that they were exposed to, or as well part of our life, because our life is not, as you all know, especially if you live with a disability, it's not that, it doesn't have its complete, kind of peaceful, like calm state. It can be threatening. The outside world can be very threatening, especially if you have a nervous system that's a little bit unregulated due to your injury or to your condition. So all the more reason to practice mindfulness. And so I'm going to now stop talking so that we can practice. And I thought what would be nice today would be to bring in just a little bit of mindful movement. I like to do a little bit of that for myself anyways, before I practice. And that often helps me tune into the inner world, because as I said right in the beginning today, what we're doing is we're tuning out the outside world and tuning into the inside world. And what we find is that there's actually quite a bit there to tune into if we're silent, if we just let the stillness arrive. So let's take a nice comfortable position that works for you. And if you're in a chair and you can't move your arms, you're limited to your neck and head, please do all of this with your neck and head, because that's kind of where I'm going, is that we can really do everything, from here up, even with our eyes. If we have, ALS or brain injury or something really, that's, taking the whole physical body into the sleep state. So we're going to just move in with awareness and our breath and our kind, loving intention. So begin by just shaking the hands off and giving a little bit of a nice shake to your arms. Good. And then start by inhaling. Nice big breath. Bring the shoulders up toward the ears. And rather than pinching them back in toward the spine, just let them drop as if your elbows are trying to slide across your rib cage. Slide down your rib cage. So we'll do that again. Inhale up. And then the elbows are just going to come in and brace the rib cage as the arm moves down. Good. And then again, and you can close your eyes if it feels right. As you bring your shoulders up towards your ears, just take another moment there and another breath, and let the chin relax down toward the chest, and allow the back of the neck to be long. And then let the elbows slide and brace down towards your hip bones as you bring your head back up. Good. And then we'll just take the head over to the left. And you may, if you're in a chair, you may put your hands on the sides, or, you know, you might go further, but I would even just caution you to go just a little bit here, because there's really a lot in slowing down the movement, breathing, and just even making out an AH exhale here. Relaxing the left shoulder down away from the ear, allowing that space between your ear on the right shoulder and ear to really open up, just like you're bringing sunlight in there. Good. And then gently come back up. And again, a shoulder shrug, just to release that. Shrug up, chin a little bit tucked, and then the elbows brace the rib cage down. And then change sides, taking the right ear over to the right shoulder, supporting underneath with your arm on the armrest. If you don't feel enough in that position, you could always take your left arm away from your body slightly to give a little bit more sort of insight and maybe action to the pose. And you could also cock the wrist. That really brings a bit more fascial awareness into this piece. Or point the fingers, or do kind of a up and back. Good. And then relax your arms down, and then gently and with awareness, bring yourself back to your midline. And that's basically 2 movements of the spine, which are lateral movements. And if we went a little bit further and we just allowed ourselves to bring that right elbow up, we would get a bit more into the ribs here, which is really lovely. So we'll just do the same movement, but this time with the elbow bent on your right arm, and you relax the shoulders down the back as you kind of tip over like a teapot, getting into this lateral side body, which is such an important area for those of us that are wheelchair bound. I find my lateral body really cries out for attention. And we'll go to the opposite side. So plant your left palm kind of on your ribs, keep the elbow bent, and then just really let the elbow slide up toward the ceiling if you can. The more height you get, the more you'll get into that lateral body. Good, good. And you are also at the same time breathing. And ideally, you're getting more air into your lungs by doing that little basic lateral stretch. And then the other 2 movements of the spine that we really all probably know about, but we're just going to flex by bringing the chin toward the chest, breathing. And I invite you to notice the breath as you have your chin tucked, relaxing the back of the shoulders down. And just feel the breath moving at the back of your throat. This is your beginning of the Ujjayi breath, which we use in yoga and mindfulness. And then bring the head back up. And even if you just took your eyes up, that would be extension. For some of us, that might be too much for the neck, but if you feel comfortable, you could even look up a bit. And if you want a little bit more increase in stretching the front body, just take your bottom teeth over your front teeth. Oh no, just like a little kid does. And stretch your scalenes, your neck. Remember to relax the shoulders, bringing mindfulness into the movement. And then come back down when you are ready. And then the last 2 movements of the spine, which anybody and everybody can do, is twisting. So we'll just inhale, bringing your left arm up and bring it to the outside of your right bent knee. You may want your right hand on your armrest, and you may only go so far. You may only twist the head, which is fine. But if you're able, you could use and augment the movement of the spine, which is so good right now, this twisting for your abdominal organs. And you can press into the back of your right knee with your left hand. You can give a little bit of pressure down into your right hand on your armrest to lift the heart, broaden the collarbones, and breathing. And then coming back to your midline. And we'll go to the opposite side. So we bring the the right arm up and over across the body. And if it can't reach that far, that's okay. Just lay it on the lap and touch down on the outside of your left bent knee as you bring the heart right up to the surface as you broaden your collarbones and twisting towards your left side. Breathe in big and let out a boom. Nobody can hear you. And relax and come back to center. Good. All right. So from here, place your hands on your lap with your right hand down and your left palm just resting in the right, and allow yourself to tune inward now, closing your eyes and just notice what you notice. Maybe the body has got a little bit of a vibration going on from the movement. Softening the insides of your cheeks, allowing the space between the shoulders and the ears to broaden, to lengthen. Moving into this inner landscape and pausing as you notice all that is right now without judgment, just really taking it all in. It's like you're the scientist in your own body. How did that feel? Where did I notice this? What emotions come up? Where's my thoughts right now? Noticing the breath, which is always such a really, really good barometer for us to listen to and to tune into. As the breath smooths out and slows down, so does our brain. So does our brain. And so just consciously allowing yourself to, with awareness and with consciousness, just pay attention now to smoothing out the rhythm of your breath without really doing much more, in terms of straining. It should be very effortless. Just this awareness that the breath is like a wave. And we want to allow that wave to move unimpeded. And if you notice your breath a little bit unrhythmic or perhaps a little fragmented, that's okay. Think about lengthening the exhale. And for some of us, sometimes just allowing the lips to be pursed slightly and to make the AH sound on the exhale will really, really help the nervous system to just move over from fight or flight response into relax and renew response. So you can always go, slowing the breath down, relaxing the palate and the roof of the mouth, relaxing the jaw as we consciously pay attention without any tension. Moving with the rhythm of the breath as it expands you on the inhale and as it allows you to relax more deeper on your exhales. Perhaps you, on your next exhale, can invite the gravity to give you more information about the weight of your body and really feel into the weight of your body. Even if, according to the book or whatever, it says we can't feel paralyzed limbs, we can feel energetically. And so really giving over to the weight of your body, allowing the support beneath you to feel like a kindly grandparently hug of just this embrace where you can relax all parts of your body. And if you're not leaning on something, really think about your spinal column being this incredible support that you can allow yourself to relax around. Really feeling your spinal column and really, acknowledging the core of your body is the spine. And we just did the 6 movements of the spine, and, appreciating that even in whatever state your physical body may be in, you can still feel these 6 movements, this lateral movement that the trees and the spine do, this beautiful twisting movement that the spine does, and this bending and extending. And they're all there for you, even visually, if that's the only resource you have. And as you continue to be mindful, moving your awareness now towards your hands. And often when we get lost in thought in our mindful practice, a great place to go is to our hands, because most of us can feel somewhat in our hands. And if we can't feel physically, we can certainly feel energetically. And so allowing yourself, just with your eyes closed, to really move in to the palms of your hands. And as you can relax into the palm of your hand, imagining it like this beautiful pool of mercury, of this nice, very dense liquid that's warm, and just melting in the palm of your hand and allowing that sense of melting to be your awareness. So I'm challenging you to bring awareness into body parts. Use your breath, use your imagination if you need to. And then bring awareness into your thumbs and allow yourself to relax your thumbs. And also to feel your thumbs, noticing their distinct feel. And then moving into the forefinger, the pointer finger, and feeling that. And then moving into the middle finger and relaxing down the joints of that long finger into the hand, palms facing up. And relaxing into the ring finger and just allowing the ring finger to be just a finger, no association with identity of anything in any way, shape, or form, just a feeling finger. And then relaxing into your baby finger. And then going back and just allowing your awareness to be with the whole hand, all of your fingers and your palm. Feeling that beautiful weight of the mercury in the palm of your hand, and the warmth of hand in hand. Perhaps noticing the sensation of your skin, tuning into touch. And as we practice, just allowing all of the noises and the things that are going on to also be in your awareness. So you're really stretching your awareness lens, listening to my voice amidst all of the other noise, feeling, and using the palms of your hands, if that works for you, or your breath to come back continually. to this present moment where it's distinct from the moment before. And really building that muscle of distinguishing, the difference moment to moment is really, really building neuroplasticity. That's the muscle you want to build. It's okay that you go away sometimes in thought or story. The real beauty of mindfulness is bringing it back to this moment, to the noise, to the feelings, to the sensation, and just being with it all as it is, and staying relaxed and unfettered, stable and calm. Because everything out there is going to change. It's all going to change. Your physical body is going to change. We age from the moment we're born, and we can't control any of that change. That's impossible. The one thing that we can control is our state of being, our way of being with it. And in these last few moments of our mindfulness practice, I invite you to continue to either use the hands to bring you back into moment to moment awareness, or your breath, and even if you need to use your AH breath to remind the mind to relax. And I also invite you to use that beautiful tool that we've used before here, which is to feel a smile. And perhaps it's by remembering a baby's smile or someone you love, and just feel the smile on your face. Just feel it. There's no need to change anything, but just really feel a smile. And as you feel that smile, the outer corners of the eyes slightly soften and maybe even twinkle up a little bit. Still closed, but you can feel it there. And you may also feel it in the outer corners of your mouth, and this gentle grin that's just really connecting to the heart. And allow that to connect to your heart. And remembering that you are your own best friend as you breathe now into your heart, that smile, and just keep feeling into that smile as you breathe into your heart. And if some of you don't feel that you can breathe into your heart, I encourage you just to imagine that you can, and allow that imagining to carry your attention into your heart as you feel it broadening on the inhale, relaxing on the exhale, and smiling at all points in between. Just this gentle, kind grin. Which is just this beautiful place of, I am okay in this moment. And everything is okay in this moment. And remembering where you are in space, and just taking a moment as we begin to transition to really feel again this beautiful vessel that we are privileged to be in, this beautiful body that is our our vehicle of consciousness, really. It's our way of being in the world. And in whatever capacity we embody, it's doing its best for us in, you know, in all things considered. And to really, with gratitude, just, you know, appreciate that you can breathe into your body as we have our last few breaths together in our mindfulness practice. So taking in the breath of life with gratitude, feeling into the weight of your body, feeling into your presence, and just taking a moment again to distinguish the uniqueness of this moment right now. Remembering your body shape and where you are in the room. And then quietly and gently coming back into the room. All right. I hope you could all hear me, but it kind of reminded me of this cute little story that one of my teachers told me years ago. And when I was a young mother taking yoga, and I was complaining about not being able to practice because the kids were too noisy and they were, you know, toys all over the floor, and I never had time, blah, blah, blah. And she said to me, oh, she said, and I'm sure that's what those yogis thought on the busy streets of Delhi when they were practicing, you know, meditation for 4 hours a day. And she said, get over it. It's going to go on all around you. Just get over it. And it was like, okay, yeah, she's right. So yeah, we have a bit of noise in the outside world, and that noise also can be in our head. And really, that's why we do mindfulness, is to turn the noise off, because usually it's old stories and, you know, stuff we don't need to hear. And I celebrate and really appreciate you being here in this room. I love seeing all your faces and also just feeling your presence. And if there's any questions or comments, you can always bring them up right now. We have a few minutes left, so I welcome you to unmute yourself if you have something to say.
I'm on my way out, but thank you very much, Mary-Jo. And
you're very welcome.
Half hour.
Yeah.
Thank
so
you. Is it on next week? Will you be having?
So right now it's every other week, and I know that's kind of hard to get your head around, but
oh, that's okay, just so I know.
Yeah, it's every other week, so it won't be next week, but the one after. Yeah, so
I'll look forward to that.
Happy Easter, Passover to all of you.
Yeah, to everyone.
Yeah.
Thanks. Bye.
Nice to see all of you. Thanks, Mary-Jo.
Thanks, Kim. Nice to see you.
Bye, everyone. Have a great weekend.
See you, Karen. So great to see you too. And all of you. Oh, I've got such Carrie, Jacqueline, Karen, Adrienne. Nice to see you all. And don't forget, the recordings are on the website if you want to go, or sorry, on the YouTube channel. So you can go to SCI&U study, or you can go to Mary-Jo Fetterly, and you can get these all are archived there. So you can practice every day if you feel like it, which is really a good idea.
Thank you, Mary-Jo.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Bye, Mary-Jo.
See you, Michelle.
Take care.
You too.
Thank you, everyone. Thanks, Mary-Jo.
Thanks, Gary. Thanks for doing what you do.
Of course.
Gary, I'm gonna email you because I wanna see if you'll do a little work with me on my taxes.
Oh, yeah, I can maybe answer some